Welcome, 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 welcome. Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome. Today is Monday, March 7th. Today is Monday, March the 7th, 2022. And this is the Dr. Sterling Live talk show, The Truth. This is where I speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Welcome. Welcome to all our friends and loved ones, supporters, well wishers, everyone from across the globe, wherever you have access and wherever you are and able to tune into this talk show. Welcome to you. Welcome, every one of you, for joining wherever you are watching. I welcome you to another broadcast of the Dr. Sterling Live talk show, The Truth. I said before, let me say it again, this is where I speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I have a very important and very interesting program lined up for you tonight. I hope you are prepared to enjoy the program tonight and to be a part of it. The Dr. Sterling Live talk show is aired on social medias platforms on Mondays, each Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a pretty interesting and important programs that are lined up to be aired, where I will be addressing a number of issues, a number of topics that relates to us all, wherever we are living. I'm quite sure that you realize that the world has almost become one place, one marketplace, where we all have the ability to and the availability to be seeing and hearing and watching the same thing that's going on in some far parts of the world, thanks to internet that has made that possible today. So we are going to be talking about matters that is relevant and important to all of us, irrespective of what part of the world we are living in. So we're hoping we're going to have a very good time. Maybe you want to take a few moments, a few minutes to pause what you're doing for the next hour. We're going to be on for the next hour, just talking with you, and it would be so nice having your interacting with the program. Also, maybe you want to tag some friends, share the video right away, right now, invite some folks. And so please go ahead and invite as many folks as you can right now. And if it so happened that you're watching this program, this broadcast, offline, when we are off air, not live, you could take the same initiatives in order to invite as many people as you can and share the video as much as you possibly can if you think it is worthy of sharing. Please remember that your feedback to the discussions that I will discuss on this program. Your feedback is very important. Your feedback is very important, very needed, very I want it to be a part of the program. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I need your input. Yes, I do. I need your input. All right. I need you to come on, and I need you to tag some friends and share with some friends. And I need your input, because I know a lot of you folks are very bright and very intelligent and very wise and very knowledgeable, and your involvement, your input can go a far way to helping someone, to assisting someone. So I want to give you that opportunity, that you can come on, and you can send in a comment, or you can go ahead and like, or you can send in a question while the show is going on. Share and express your concerns about what we are discussing, or even something that we are not discussing. And I would be more than happy to take it up and look at it and see if it can be a part of our discussion, or we could use it for our next show. But I need your comment, I need your suggestion, and your contribution to this show. All right, so this is the Dr. Sterling Live Talk Show, and it's a working, growing progress, and we are going to get to that point where there will be lots of bells and whistles going on, and lots of guests and special guests will be appearing on the show. Like I said, it's a work in progress. So, good evening again, and thank you so much for tuning in. Please help and share and invite your friends and so forth, and family members. Having your input and your contribution to the show will be much more beneficial to the general public at large. And that is the reason why no man is an island, they say, and no man stands alone. We need each other. As a matter of fact, I believe we need each other more than we don't need each other. I think the scale would tip to the side that says we need each other, more than tipping to the side that says we don't need each other. We need each other in one way or another, from one time to the next. We need each other. We need each other. Amen. And so that is the reason why I am inviting you to give your input in this program. If not this week, next week, whatever we're discussing, whatever we're talking about. Sometimes I'm sure some of the subjects and the topics that we will discuss, that many of you will even be more versed and have more information and more insight into some of the subjects and the topics that we will discuss on this talk show. And that is the reason why it would be so nice and of you that you come on in, because the information that you share, that you add, that you contribute on this talk show, you never know, you never can tell who it might benefit so much, who it might help. And so that's one of the purpose of this talk show. We want to be able to be there for others, to help others with information they need but don't know, and don't know where to get it. And such the light, and many of you will have the answer, and what a beautiful way that is to contribute to somebody else's well-being and somebody else's fit. So please do not hesitate to be a part of the talk show, The Truth. And this is where we speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. All right. You can also send in to me any topic that you would like for me to address on this talk show. For now, we are only airing this broadcast, this talk show, on Mondays at 8 p.m. But soon I can give you a little hint that in the process and in the progress moving forward, it's going to be much more than 1 day per week. Also coming up, yes, also coming up, the Truth Talk Show will be hosted not just by me, your main host, but our show will be welcoming a co-host. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, we're working on it. We're doing all the necessaries that we need to do and put in place. And I am excited that we are going to be having a co-host to help and to assist me in hosting the program. All right. So I want you to bear that in mind. And on Mondays, it's not just going to be me, but you are going to be entertained with some lively discussions, with some discussions that is relevant and even urgent and important and interesting to our lives. All right. So please bear that in mind. That is coming up, and you will hear more about that. And not only to hear it, but you will be helping to welcome the co-host of the Dr. Sterling Live talk show, The Truth. Please remember, send in your comments, your questions, your feedback on whatever your topics and suggestions for the show. We are putting things in together, and I guarantee you are going to be blown away in a few weeks from now to see what we have put together and how we have managed to put a very interesting, very lively, having all kinds of different things and little commercials, little intermissions, and little music here and there, and a special guest, and people calling in to the program, and you name it. So it's going to be a great, a wonderful talk show. We are working on it. So I envy, or I request your prayers and your support to helping to make it be something rather interesting and just amazing. All right. Now I need you to give me your support, because the purpose and the motive of this talk show is really to speak the truth, is really to pick out the truth that has been so, the truth is so uncommon and unpopular today in our world and in our society. And the Truth Talk Show is intending to be voicing the truth, what's going on in our local communities, what's going on in our province, in our country, what's going on in the world. So we are, or I, this talk show is going to be picking up on a lot of those things. We are also going to do our best in having valuable and important information that folks in the general public sometimes need. They need to know where to get this, where to go, who to talk to, what to do, what not to do. And so we're going to try to incorporate all of that in our talk show each time the program is aired, so we can benefit others and we can be there for others. We can be a go-between. Somebody need to get there or to get over there to do this, to understand this, to know where to go to, where do I find answer, how do I do this, so where do I get this. And so we are going to use this talk show to be able to provide some of those information. All right. So again, welcome and thank you for tuning in to the Dr. Sterling Live talk show, The Truth. This is where we speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Welcome to you. Welcome, everyone. Please make yourselves welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, let's see what I am discussing today, what we are going to be discussing today. In our last 2 episodes, I discussed the topics of calling on our national or federal governments, and also calling on our provincial or parish governments, also on our local or municipal governments, calling upon them, and also on our international governments. That means countries outside of our direct jurisdiction, calling upon them to do a much better job than they have done, and a much better job than they are doing when it comes to our senior citizens and veterans. So the last 2 episodes, we spent some time discussing that topic, the topic of the well-being and the welfare of our senior citizens, and veterans. And in my last broadcast, which was last Monday, I think that was February 28th, I extended that call and included children of senior citizens and our veterans. So what I did last Monday, last talk show broadcast, was not just to leave all the responsibility or responsibilities of our senior citizens and our veterans only at the feet of our governments, all levels of governments, but I included by leaving the responsibilities of our senior citizens and veterans also at the feet of children, biological children and grandchildren. And grandchildren. I implore and I encouraged and I suggested that children should not abandon their parents, should not, because they were there for us, they were there for them. We cannot abandon our parents. We should not. So I'm still appealing tonight. I pick it up again because I think it means a lot to me. I'm very passionate about the elderly. I'm very passionate when it comes to how the elderly in our societies, both national, in Canada, and across the world, how they are being looked after. They should not be abandoned. They should not live in poor condition. They were before our generation, and we are here because of them. And many of the benefit that we are reaping in our generation was established by our parents, the generation and the generations that have gone on before us. Therefore, I believe with much respect and with much honor, we should honor them and bless them and see to it that they are well taken care of and not just to be brushed aside, hoping for them to quickly die. That would be a sin, and that would be a shame. I'm sure you agree with me if I say that. If you disagree with me, then let me know, because you don't have to agree with everything I say, right? This is the talk show where I encourage and invite your feedback. So if you believe that our parents, our senior citizens, and our veterans who worked so hard in their time and made so much sacrifices to raise their children, to help to build a society as 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 bountiful as the one that we are enjoying today, if anyone out there believe that they should be treated um, less and treated uh, um, in a demeaning way, in an unkind way, you can let me know. One thing I do know, I wouldn't agree with you at all. I believe mothers and fathers um, are indeed a blessing to children, and not only to children. When they are being productive in society, they are contributing a whole lot to the well-being and the development of the societies in which they live. And I believe everywhere, in Canada, in the United States, in Britain, in Japan, all across the world, in the Caribbean, across Africa, across the world, Europe, Asia, right across the world, I believe that our parents, our senior citizens, our veterans um, deserve good treatment. I believe the best treatment. And I cannot be silent on the subject, and I cannot give our government a free pass. Neither can I give children um, of senior citizens a free pass of not taking care of and not seeing to it that they are well taken care of. So I know this is the third episode, and I have been on this topic for all three broadcasts so far, because it is something that must be done. It is something that must be done. It must be done. Our senior citizens must be well taken care of. I personally don't believe that any hardworking uh, uh, society contributing person who contributes to this should be heading into their retirement and worrying about uh, the pension that they are going to receive, because they are already worrying and sweating that the pension is not going to be able to pay their bills and feed them. I don't think any government should allow any such thing. I believe those who have labored long and hard and has contributed to the society in which they have come to call their home for years. I'm not even talking about someone who migrate, into a particular country as a senior citizen, even though we should still take care of them, even though they came into the society as a senior citizen. But I'm not even focusing on such a case right now. Like I am focusing more on someone who grew up and spent most or all their lives contributing to the building up of a particular country or nation. And when they are getting to the time of retirement, they are worrying. They are worrying, how are they going to survive? Because they are getting to the stage or have gotten to the stage where they will no longer be able to go and work to support themselves. Now, I believe that there's two categories of people who should do the worrying for them, and they should retire without worrying. The two set of people that should do the worrying for them is their government and their children, even before their government. The children, when a person is getting up into their senior age and their retirement, their children should make sure. Their children should make sure that mommy and daddy will be able to live comfortable until the Lord called them home. Children. Why? Why do I say that? Because when mommy and daddy was young, who is now a senior citizen, when they were young, what they worried about and was more concerned about was the well-being and the welfare and the security and the protection and the provision of their children. So it becomes the responsibility. I will bring in a Bible scripture here. The Bible says, honor your mother and your father, so that your days will be long upon the earth, the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. So children have a responsibility to make necessary plans, necessary arrangement, not just to ignore their parents. I'm talking to some children out there. I'm speaking to children out there that we all in this generation needs to pay attention to our senior parents. We need to make sure that they can live and enjoy their life for the last few years that they have in this world. So they shouldn't have to be worried. Children should do the worrying for them. For now, the children are adult. There's a saying that says, once a man and twice a child. Once a man and twice a child. Okay, so the parents were a child before they became parents. And after they became parents, they start growing into becoming seniors and not able to operate as a young man or as a young woman any longer. So that is the time when the children, who they spend all their life serving and making sacrifice for, Now the children should be more than willing and glad and excited and very happy to return the favor to their parents who sometimes had some very, very dark days working for the well-being of their children. If we really want the blessings of God to be on us, both on our country, our nation, on our people, and upon all of us lives, we are going to have to do better where seniors are concerned. Because God, who is the blesser, he looks at everything. We got to take care of our seniors. Now, someone may say, Dr. Sterling, uh, senior citizens also have or had a responsibility or the chance of securing a good retirement for themselves. Now, that's a valid point, but I would also suggest that not everyone was able to secure a senior life, where they would be able to live comfortable. Some do, of course, and but there are some who life never allowed them uh, that such luxury, but they have children, and so the children should, I believe, pick up the tab and make sure that their senior parents and grandparents, that they will be able to live comfortable until their eyes are closed. Children should be very concerning, very thankful, very appreciating. Uh, they should be, children um, should be, like I says, very grateful for what parents and the many sacrifices that parents um, have done in order to provide for them and to be there for them. So I believe that it's a responsibility that should be taught to our young children, a young generation, to our generation, um, and to the younger generation that is coming after us. That we all have a responsibility to take care of our seniors. Have you ever looked and see how people work and work hard? Some folks work very hard, very, very hard. And what I am saying is, after they have worked so hard, some reap more benefit from their hard work than some. Okay, but after folks have worked so hard and have paid their taxes, contributed to the development of society in one way or another, they have voted in order to keep democracy going, and they have done so much. They have prayed, they gone to church, they work in the community, and the list goes on of what they have contributed to the development of the world around us. And for them in their later days, when they are no longer able to do all these things, I cannot accept, I cannot condone, I cannot agree with them going off into their retirement age, in their senior age, when they are no longer able to operate like in their 20s and 30s and 40s, for them just to go lie in a little a rundown place and be treated uh, less than how they should be treated. I think that is a sin. I think that something like that is a crime, and I think it should not happen. So children do have a responsibility. And children who abandon their parents, who did not abandon them, I think that is a sin. I think that is even a crime. Children who abandon their parents, turn their backs on their parents, ignore, avoid their parents, not being there for their parents, who've been there for them through thick and through thin. I think that is a sin, a crime, shame. I think it is even a crime. So here I am again. I hope you are enjoying what I'm talking about. I hope I'm reaching you. I hope that you can contribute by sending your feedback and your feedbacks and your comments, and that you will share the video so we can all rally to this rather important matter that needs to be dealt with within our societies. Not only in Canada, US, Britain, but across the world. Because across the world, we have senior citizens and we have parents. And so we need to kindly and very gently encourage children to do more. Yes, many children have grown up, they have their own families, they move on and leaving mommy and daddy. But mommy and daddy didn't leave you and move on, didn't leave us. So now we are going to have to pay attention to our own personal family, but at the same time, we cannot afford to do so at the expense of abandoning our parents. We got to visit them. We got to bring them cards and little gifts. We got to see to it that they are hungry, that they are not cold in the winter. Got to make sure that they're still getting a laugh, still living. Come on. You know what I'm saying is the truth. This is the Dr. Sterling Live Talk Show, The Truth. This is where I speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This is the truth. We must do much better where our senior citizens are concerned. Now, not only children of those who are now senior citizens and our veterans, I'm not leaving out our veterans, but our government. So we're not laying all the expectation at the feet of the government. We're laying it where I believe it should be laid, at the feet of the children, but also at the feet of the government. Because while our senior citizens were younger men and women, toiling and laboring long and hard for years, they were not only benefiting their children, but they were also benefiting their country. They were benefiting their government and governments. They did not work long and hard without paying their taxes. Before their income was given to them, a portion was taken out through source deduction, salary deduction. Income tax is taken out before they get before they receive in their hands what they earn. So not only that they were contributing to their immediate families, their children and immediate family, but they were also contributing to helping to build the society in which they lived. Therefore, that lays heavy responsibility at the feet of our governments, the different layers of governments, that it's time to pay back when when people become senior citizens and retired veterans. It should be payback time, a time of expressing and showing our concern, our appreciation for what these people did when they were able to. So the government should ensure that they are living comfortable and living in proper places, sleeping on good beds, getting the best of care, not just to be brushed aside, pushed aside, and left to die. Their homes, privately or public homes, should be monitored, supervised, to make sure that they are in good condition. I believe that they have earned, I believe they have earned such uh, such living, and we should give it to them. You know, you could watch the first episode of this talk show, and I read an article. I encourage you to go and take a look at that show. And I read an article where the author of the article actually was comparing um, assistance that our Canadian government gives to a refugee. And right now there is lots of talks about refugee because of the war, the unfortunate war that is going on in the Ukraine. But the article was comparing what the government gives in assistance to a refugee was, I think, if I recall, $1,200 more than what they give to a senior citizen. So the author of that article actually made a joke. If they were joking, I'm just saying they made a joke by saying that when a person becomes a retired and is going to apply for pension, the author of the article joked by saying, instead of applying for old age pension, it would have been more profitable if they apply for refugee status. They said it in joke, humorously, because they're saying a refugee, a person who claim refugee status in Canada stands to earn at least $1,200 more than what a senior citizen who worked long and hard for many years in this country would have received from the government. And at the time, I found that ridiculous. I found it distasteful. I found that information wrong, and that should not be the case. So tonight I hammer a little bit more information into the situation where I believe, strongly believe, that you see, being a citizen in this country, I appreciate being a citizen here in Canada. But at the same time, I cannot appreciate being a citizen here without appreciating those who have gone before me, those who toil tirelessly and work hard to contribute to the positive development of Canada. I just don't want to waltz in and then reap the benefits and enjoy the benefits and don't take without taking a moment to think about who built this, who was here before I came along, who contributed to this vast development and paved the way so that today my family and I and many other immigrants and even Canadians who are born here can be able to enjoy the benefits. Someone is responsible for doing this. And it came to me that the ones who are responsible are the ones who are ahead of me, the generation that is before me. And I don't want to enjoy more than they have enjoyed or more than they are enjoying. I don't. I don't. I don't want to reap more than they have reaped and more than they are reaping. They work hard to build a strong Canada. Some senior citizens, Americans, work hard and long to build America. Great Britain, some senior citizens, they worked hard and long to build the UK. The Caribbean islands, some senior citizens worked hard. They were here before us. That's the point I would love to hammer home in our minds, that they were here before us. That's the truth. That's the whole truth. And nothing but the truth. They were here before us. They were here before us. The things that you and I in our generation came and saw and had access to and enjoyed and enjoying, someone is responsible for putting them in place. I can tell you who those people are. They are called our senior citizens and our veterans who have fought, like you see what's going on in Ukraine right now. Can you imagine? Just think about it, that these Ukrainian military personnel are fighting and sacrificing their lives and losing their lives and becoming injured in war and all of. Can you imagine that the war has settled down and the fighting cease, and some of these young soldiers, army officers who are fighting in this war to secure and to protect democracy and freedom in their country. Can you imagine 20 years, 30 years, 40 years from now, when some of those same young soldiers have become senior citizens, that the then government would just ignore them, brush them aside? They live on streets. They lack medicine and medical attention. They lack this. Can you imagine how ungrateful and how disheartening and distasteful that picture seems? We got to remember those who remembered us when we weren't able to remember ourselves. We got to care for those who cared for us when we couldn't care for ourselves. I'm sure, of course. I'm sure you agree with me. That is the truth. That is the whole truth. And that is nothing but the truth. Like it or leave it, love it or list it. Ignore it or not, agree with it or disagree. That is the truth. We got to be there. We got to rally our local governments, our provincial government, our parish government, and our national governments in every country. There needs to be a unified voice, group of people who we bond ourselves together and say we are going to do a better job taking care of those who took care of us. Those who did not destroy the place we are living, but they protected it the best way they could, so that today you and I can enjoy the peace that we are enjoying and the life and lifestyle that we are enjoying. They need to be honored. We need to do more. I'm praying and hoping, and I will continue to do the best I can to make that National Seniors Day, where seniors are literally treated royally. Not just to talk about a Seniors Day, but there's no benefit. There's no enjoyment that comes with it. No satisfaction to our seniors. They deserve it. In our families, we got to do a better job. With our government, we got to do a better job. We must do a better job. We must do a better job where our senior citizens are concerned. Must. I call upon our local government. I call upon our provincial government. I call upon our federal government to pay more attention, to let taking care of our senior citizens, to let the welfare and the well-being of our senior citizens and veterans be more of a priority. Parents, they are gone, they are no, but others are. Please send me your feedbacks and your comments and on the subject that I am discussing tonight. I am afraid, friends, but that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoy the show, what we've discussed. Please remember that I am depending on your assistance in sharing with everyone about this talk show, and we will be back next Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our next show. For now, take care of yourselves. Have yourselves a very good night. And remember to tell someone about the Dr. Sterling Live talk show, The Truth. And this is where we speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Have a good night.